Hello, everybody. Okay, so what we're talking about tonight is how to become unstoppable. Not even become, how to be unstoppable. Okay, so first of all, if this is your very first video, do make sure that you click the subscribe button and also the bell to get notifications. Go live every single day. It's just never the same time every day. So do make sure you do that so you're able to see. Also, ask questions as they come up, okay? I'll be able to answer them. God bless you, sir. Got my tea here. Thank you. Um, Ask questions as they come up, and then I'll be able to answer them either as I go or at the very end. Either way, any way we slice it, I'll be able to answer what you're talking about, okay? Also, as you're coming in, let me know who you are and where you're from and all of the things because I can't see. This isn't the same as Facebook, you guys. I can't see when you guys are coming in. I see numbers. I see a number of people that are here, but I can't tell who's here. So if you want me to know you're here, help a girl out, right? Tell me. Sandy, hello. I ordered my laptop a while ago. Awesome. Congrats on the laptop. I enjoy myself a good laptop. I'm definitely an Apple girl myself. That is how I roll. That's what I really, really love. Sandy, Rossville, Georgia. Awesome. Melissa, hey, Martha, Omaha, Nebraska. Yes. I love my Midwesterns, my Midwestern nices, my Midwestern nice people. Donna, hey Martha, I'm from the little itty bitty town of Erin, New York, in the beautiful Finger Lakes. Oh my goodness. So that to me, when you just said all of that, first of all, you painted a picture, but the picture that was painted in my mind was like Gilmore Girls City. What is that? Something Hollow? Something Hollow. I can't remember the name of it, but I was in love with that little town. And that makes me think that that's where you're from. So I'm now in love with your town. Donna from Albany, New York. Yes. Joy, Lexington, South Carolina. Oh my gosh, I love it. Don, hey, Florida. Oh, I'm jealous. Mildred, Lufkin, Texas, the Pinewood area. Mildred, I'm going to be in, where am I going to be? The Woodlands. I'm going to be in the Woodlands. Is that near you at all? I'm going to be there February 20th through 23rd, and then we're going to Austin February 23rd to 26th. And then we come back home. Donna, LOL, you should come visit us. Wine country. Oh, my word. So I don't drink anymore because it did not serve me. However, if they have non-alcoholic wine, which I think they just call grape juice, I am happy to have some grape juice with you. Or I can bring my Ningxia and we can just hang out anyway because I'm good with that also. Mildred, 1.5 hours to my south, the Woodlands. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm doing events there. They're one of them is just a small business event. It's at the Woodlands Grove. I think it's called the Grove in the Woodlands. It's a co-working space there. I am going to be there teaching a class, like just a business class, like how to build your business on social media without spending a dime, you know, how I like to do. And then the next day it's going to be 2 Young Living classes back to back. So if you feel like driving, those are going on. Let's see. Donna, yes, me too. Oh, shoot. See, we can just take our Ningxia with us and go on a wine run. And any chance of meetup while you're in Austin? I'm open. I'm open to oh my word. Should I just like put an event in Gold Getters? You tell me, and I'm leaning on you for this one because I don't know what to do in Austin. Where do you think would be a cool place for us to say that we're all just going to hang out for a couple hours? I'm leaving that up to you. Can I put that one in your lap, Ann? And then you let me know and I'll make an event in Gold Getters. If you guys are in Young Living, but you are not in Gold Getters, get on over there. There's no reason you should not be there. It is a free group on Facebook, and we are revolutionizing the way that we build our Young Living businesses. period. That's what's going on over there. Donna, the Finger Lakes is a beautiful area, not terribly far from where I am. Oh, man. Toby, hey, Donna, I'm from Austin. Oh, wait. I'm in Ithaca. Oh, man, all my New Yorkers. Mildred, I'm 5 hours from Austin. Holy Moses. Donna, I'm originally from the Berkshires, just over the hill from you. Oh, so my friend Karin, I think, would know where you guys are at. Okay, I'm just gonna pop into what I'm talking about, but we can all just keep hanging out in here. So how to become unstoppable, you guys? The way that you become unstoppable is you manage and you mitigate experience. Period. So let me tell you, I've got a couple of stories under my belt right now, and one of them was a good example of creating a good experience. And one of them is an example of having an opportunity to make the experience better. Okay. I never like to word things in a negative way. They've got a great opportunity to make things better. I believe they chose not to, but that's up to them. So the way that you become unstoppable, period, is by creating a better experience than anybody else. I think you guys, anybody that does Go for Gold, anybody that does Bring on the Builders, anybody that does 20 and 30, anybody that does Diamond Lane, anybody that's in Gold Getters, you understand that I am all about your experience. If you have a weird experience, if you have something that felt weird, I am on it. I am making sure that you feel heard, you feel seen, and I make sure that our relationship is intact, right? And that we both feel good about each other. That at the end of the day is important, you guys, and will set you aside from everyone else. It doesn't matter, right? We go the extra mile because we care about people. Some people choose not to go the extra mile and not to do that extra little thing that could be very helpful for somebody or make somebody feel good. They choose not to do those extra things because they're too busy. Well, you might be too busy to have your business down the line, right? You might be so busy you go out of business if you're not going to treat people well, okay? It's experience. Experience is so extremely important. So now let me tell you about the stories. Super quick. Nancy, tell us how to be unstoppable. So excited. Donna, OMG, Toby, we need to meet up. That is so cool. Love stories. Yes, heck yeah, Nancy, me too. Mildred, M&M. Aragorn, hey, see you over here again. Hi there. Well, hello. Okay, so the first story is, I'm going to do the bad story first, or the story that could be better first, and then I'm going to tell you the good story. Sarah, just think of the extra miles Gary and Mary have gone for all of us. Yes, 100% yes. Hannah K, so need to hear this. This will set you apart from everyone else, period. Oh, and I just realized, Mildred, you said M&M because Mike and Martha. Is that right? Did you do that? I think you did, because we definitely make sure that everybody's taken care of, unless you said it for another reason, but I'm going to take it as that because it's my world and I'll do what I want. Okay. The very first story is about a bed. Nancy, I once took a 3-hour train ride one way to drop one bottle of Ningxia Red off for a new mom. I'm different and I'll go the extra mile. Girl, yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That right there, exactly what I'm talking about. So we got a bunch of furniture. We moved into this new place. We got a bunch of new furniture, couches, dining room table. Nora had been sleeping in a mini bed, like a Minnie Mouse bed, it's kind of plasticky. It was a little, like a toddler bed, right? And as we were getting all of our furniture, she spotted this bed that she really liked, that she could climb up on, and it had its drawers, and it was like, it kind of looked like salvaged wood. It looked really cool. Almost looked like a tree house, actually. But so she picked that out and she wanted that bed. We are like, okay, that's cool. So we got it and we got it on a big discount, which was awesome. And because discounts, right? But so we purchased it. Her birthday was about, I think it was a couple of weeks after we purchased it. So we were hoping she would have it by her birthday. Her birthday is November 28th. Okay, so this is the time frame we're talking about here. We purchased it, and then and we thought we were going to get it was supposed to show up with our dining table, which was 2 weeks later, and so it didn't. And then we kept asking like when it was going to be here, and then they would say, well, it's going to be here in a couple weeks. Okay. And then a couple weeks rolls around, nobody's calling us ever. We have to preemptively like call them, and so, or proactively call them. So then we would call them again after a couple of weeks. Oh, it'll be here in January, the beginning of January. And we're like, man, that sucks. Like, to go through Christmas and stuff. We really wanted her to have the bed because she's 5. That's important. It's fun stuff. We had to keep saying, no, not here yet, to our 5-year-old. That's hard. And especially when she's such a good girl. And it's like, it's not your fault, baby. So it wasn't there. And then they said the beginning of January, and we're like, fine, okay, that's whatever. And then the beginning of January rolled around, and again, they're not calling us, right? Bad experience. We're nice people, and we're not like hard to deal with at all. So like, we're not giving them a hard time. But you guys, this is very important. You shouldn't wait for somebody to give you a hard time to give them a good experience. Okay, write that down, please. You shouldn't have to wait for somebody to give you a hard time to give them a good experience. We should preemptively be giving people a good experience, so we don't ever even have to worry about a bad experience. We don't even have to worry about that. We know what's going on. So that didn't happen here. And so then we ended up going in to the place that we bought the furniture from, and asking like, okay, how long is it going to be? And then they said, okay, so by the end of January. And we're like, oh, okay, fine. We'll wait till the end of January. And we got to the end of January, and we call them. Mike calls them. Again, they're not calling us. Mike calls like last week, and they said, no, it's not going to be here by then. And we're looking at July. Okay. That is almost a year from when we purchased this thing. That's an exaggeration, but I mean, can I say it's a little bit, it's a lot of time. It's a lot of time. So then we were like, no, unacceptable. Now we're getting into the mode of like, okay, well, obviously we need to be our own advocates in this situation, because we're just getting tossed around and people don't care. We paid cash for this thing, and they just don't give a rip at this point. They're like, whatever, we have their money, is very much what it felt like. Now, was that what they were actually saying? Is that actually how they felt? I wouldn't know, because they never said anything. You know what I'm saying, right? Now, if we had that experience where there was something we were offering and it just couldn't be shipped out or whatever, then we could say, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. What can I do to help you out? What can I do to make this better? If they were saying that to me, I would feel better about this situation, but I wasn't hearing anything. And that, my friends, is the problem, right? So then Mike talked to them, and he said, why I can't even fathom this. It's insane, Sarah. Like, it's insane. And so, okay. And Aragorn said, exactly. Yeah, right. So, all right. So Mike calls last week, and we find out that it's going to be in July, and we're like, what? No. And then we were like, okay, so there's one there at the store. Like, there exists this bed in a store in our city. And so I was like, ask them if we can have the floor model. whatever, can we get this girl her bed, please? Right? So I'm starting to think outside the box, which is what other people should be doing. But I start thinking outside the box, like, can we just have that one, please? It's there. And we're obviously like, this is an issue. And so they say, okay, they don't take any money off. They say, okay, and they'll get it delivered in a week. Okay. So that week was that yesterday, Mike? Man, it's been a long day. That was yesterday. They come to drop it off. Well, first, whenever the guys, first of all, the guys are contract guys. They're on contract. They don't work for this furniture store. They pick things up and move them they're like a moving company. And they called me as they left the warehouse and they're like, okay, so we're bringing this, but just so you know, there's like a chunk missing of it. It looked like whenever they took it apart on the floor that it was just like they pulled things off of it and stuff. Like it's a mess. And he said, so do you want me to still bring it? And I was like, let's put it together. Let's see what the issues are. Okay. They brought it. And Stephanie, hello from Wisconsin. Hello. So they brought it. The thing is a mess. So it had chunks missing. But the worst part wasn't the vanity part of it, right? Because I can actually deal with chunks missing. I don't know. Like, I'm kind of easy. I grew up on a farm. I can deal with chunks missing on stuff. But there was part of it that held up the bed, the mattress, and it's high in the air. Okay. So it's kind of like a bunk bed without a bed underneath it. It had like storage and stuff. And my daughter is in gymnastics, which means for every parent that has a gymnastics kid, they jump on everything. Everything gets jumped on. God bless her. Everything gets jumped on, right? Cartwheels, somersaults, jumping, all of it. So on the actual frame itself, there was a crack that went through the entire thing. And so Mike and I looked at each other and we were like, we just can't do this. Mike went to call the place back. The place it sounded to Mike anyway, like they were trying to pawn it off on the delivery guys, like they messed it up. But we know the delivery guys let us know before they even left what it looked like. So it was an all around, just like a sort of just sweeping of responsibility. Let's keep that word forefront, right? Responsibility was being swept to the side and away from whoever we were talking to was never responsible for what was going on. And finally, Mike was like, he's like, I trust the guys that are here right now. Like, they told us before they came that this was the issue. I do not believe that they did this. So I'm not sure what you're trying to say, but I'm telling you right now, I don't believe that that's the issue. And then the guy's like, well, we can discount it and whatever. And Mike was like, you're misunderstanding me. That's not the problem here right now, right? That's not the issue. Our experience with the company is the issue. And you can't discount this bed enough for us to feel safe to have our 5-year-old gymnast in it, right? Like, you're not hearing the problem. You're not listening to the actual issue, because if you were listening, you would understand, oh, this is unsafe. Let's get it back to the place. Let's give them their money back. Let's give them or let's suggest another bed or something like that. They kept trying to, Mike, am I right? They kept trying to push the bed on us. Mike? Think he's in the bathroom. Never mind. But I believe that's what was going on. So yes, that is a bad experience. And will we ever go back there ever again, even though they have beautiful furniture? No, never in life will we go back to that place, even though they have beautiful furniture. Never in life. Okay. That is experience. We would have, and they cost more than other places. We were willing to pay more money for something, to have it beautiful and to receive it. And we are now going somewhere else that's even more expensive. We're not getting the bed from that place, even though they cost less than the place that we decided to go to instead, because of that experience. We're just done. Do you see how that has nothing to do with the actual product at hand? So the things that we're selling, the things that we're offering, the things that we're sharing with people, that's the same thing that thousands of people everywhere are sharing with people. And that's fantastic. We love that, right? The way we set ourselves apart, one of the ways that we set ourselves apart is by giving people fantastic experiences, right? They'll go ahead and do that extra thing if they're having a really good experience with you. But you guys, if we're not setting good expectations, if we're not following up with people, if we're not continuing that relationship with people, then they're not going to have a good experience and they are out the door. And that is our responsibility. We have to sleep with that one at night, right? Because of what we have, because it changes people's lives so much. We have to sleep with that at night if we've given someone a bad experience, because now we don't ever know if they're ever going to be open again to trying it or to allowing that to be something that's going to work for them in their lives, right? That's on us. But also there are ways to turn those experiences around. And I'm going to go into a good one here in a second, but there are ways to turn those experiences around. And you know what it takes? It's so easy. It takes a heartfelt apology. And that's it. And you don't try to offer to sell them anything and whatever. All you say is, listen, I'm sorry I did that. I'm sorry I goofed. And be very specific about what you're sorry about. Hey, listen, I'm sorry that I made you feel. Go ahead and own those words. I'm like tearing up right now. Go ahead and own those words. I'm sorry that I made you feel like I didn't care about what was going on. And don't try to create an excuse for it. Just leave it. You just need to tell people you're sorry. We need so many more people in this world to actually take ownership and take responsibility for them hurting other people, right? Whether it's in sales or whatever it is, just in everything and in life, we need to take responsibility when we hurt each other, period. Okay. Aragorn, this sounds like a furniture shop up here. It was brutal. Mike, yes. Oh, he was in Nora's room. Nancy, too much. It seriously was. Ina, hello. Debbie, so true. Amen. So, okay, now let's talk about the good story. So that was awful, right? I mean, that was like, it was laughable. It was so awful. It was like, Mike's talking on the phone and looking at me and he's just rolling his eyes. And I'm like, man, this is just the craziest thing ever. So now let's talk about a good story. It started out bad, but then it ended up good. And that is how you recover. So recovering from a bad situation is just as good, if not better, than just a good experience in the very beginning. Not that you should create bad situations just to be able to recover from them. I'm definitely not saying that. But I'm saying if something happens and you feel like a bad situation happened, a good recovery is almost better than doing it right the first time. But again, don't just create bad situations. So here is another situation that happened today. So we have the gym that we go to. Well, let me backtrack just a little bit. So I'm doing a campaign right now, you guys, and it's called Best Body by 40. It's my own campaign. It's what I'm doing. I'm losing weight. I'm lifting weights. I'm creating the best body that I have ever had by the time I'm 40 years old, which is July 20th of 2020 here this year. So in doing that, I am also very red. in my personality. I'm like almost 60% red. So what that means is I enjoy a challenge, something awful. And challenges are very good for my psyche and keeping me going on things. So Mike and I had a conversation last week, and it was about, or earlier this week, and it was about basically the trajectory I was on with my workouts was going to keep me where I am, but I needed to take it up a notch to get better than where I was, right? And that's good feedback. And that's how we grow, right? Is we're able to give each other feedback like that. So that was the thing. And then he was like, okay, so how are we going to, oh, Donna, your birthday's July 19th. Yeah, cancers. So do you cry really easily too? I feel things very strongly. So he was like, so how are we going to do this? How are we going to motivate you to do this? Because I'm red, right? And I need challenges. So I needed something to challenge me. Well, that very same day, Mike was looking on a Facebook ad, and it was for our gym. And apparently there's a trip to, was it Cabo or Cancun, Mike? He's in Nora's room. He's probably watching right now though. Mike, is it Cabo or Cancun? You tell me. I can't remember. But you win a trip. So it's like from February 4th, I think, to March 15th or something like that. And we were like, Cancun, thank you so much. Me too, I'm an emotional person. Debbie, Donna, yes, I do cry easily. Yeah, that's that cancer in us. They're always like right here. They could just come out at any time. So it's Cancun. So you win a free trip to Cancun if you win this challenge at my gym. And I'm like, oh, a challenge? And it's Cancun? All right. Okay. I feel like that's it. And it was literally like within minutes of our conversation that I needed a challenge. And then that came up and I was like, we're already like members of that gym. That makes perfect sense. And yeah, we will absolutely do that. Well, one of the things is that what, like the criteria, it's got its rules. You have to weigh in every single week. It's weigh in and then they check your like body metrics. Every single Monday is how it's supposed to go. Well, one of the Mondays I'm going to be in Texas. Can't change that. Another Monday I'm going to be in Canada. Can't change that, right? So I was like, okay, so I want to do this and I will also share it and I can get other people to come and do it with me. We can all compete against each other and it'll be fun, right? But I can't be here for 2 of the Mondays. Can we instead move my weigh in to like the Wednesday afterward so we can still accommodate and I can still potentially win, even though I can't be here on Monday, which I felt like it was a no-brainer. I was like, oh, I'm sure they're going to say yes to this. They did not say yes to that. They did not. They said that basically they said that if I don't do the Mondays, I was going to get, I just wouldn't get any points for that week. Well, it's all based on a point system. So if you don't get any points for that week, then I don't have like a screaming chance to be able to win it at all. Like it would totally disable me from winning it or disqualify me for the most part. Because if everybody else even just goes, they're going to have more points than 0, right, for that week. So I was like, man, that's unfortunate because that really would have been a cool thing. And so Mike talked to him a little bit more about it and was like, listen, this is something that we need, like, because he knows how much I need a challenge, right? And he was like, this is something that we need to do. We need to figure out a way to be able to do this. And then, and it just didn't seem like they were paying attention. Well, after we responded a couple times to that Facebook ad, we were leaving some comments on it. After we left some comments on it that were very like, I have to question whether I'm even going to stay at this gym because this is like really strange to not allow this. It's strange because it doesn't really make that much of a difference. whether I go on Monday or if I go on Wednesday. Why can't you accommodate people? This is about experience, right? I even said that in one of the comments that I left. I said it's so strange that you would sacrifice an experience like this, because like it doesn't seem like it really matters. It seems like it's actually a little bit more ego driven than that. And I use different words, but whatever. Anyway, then I get a phone call at home from the manager of the gym, and he's like, "Hey, Martha," and I was like, "Hey, what's going on?" And he said, "Okay." So I talked to the owner, and the owner is going to let you go ahead and do it. He's going to let you go ahead and he's going to accommodate. He said, "I'm sorry for the confusion, but so let's talk about the dates." And I told him the exact dates I would be able to come in. And we did confirm that I will still get my points like everybody else gets their points, and it is all good. And he apologized, and it was all good. And now I get to do my challenge, and I get to do my thing, and I get to maybe win a trip to Cancun. Who knows? But I get to compete for it now, right? You guys, that is a good experience. That is somebody that turned it around, because not only did they fix the situation, but they reached out and they called me to go over the details of it, to make sure that I was very clear and that I understood what they were saying. We could both understand each other, and he was really, really nice about it. And he wasn't like a jerk, and he wasn't acting like he lost anything. It wasn't like some kid that's just like, you tell a kid to say sorry and they're like, sorry. It wasn't like that at all. It was like, hey, we want to make sure that you can do this too. Here's what we've worked out for you. You guys, when you can use sentences like, here's what we've worked out for you, here's what I've done for you, here's our options, that is excellent stuff. So you guys, that could have been a terrible experience. I would have quit that gym. I would have gone somewhere else, and I would have told everybody that I know. Right? I mean, I'm not a complainer by any means, but if somebody said they were going to go to that gym, I would be like, I wouldn't. Because I wouldn't, right? And that's the difference between experience. But now I'm going to stay there, and I'm going to tell everybody I know to come there, right? Because they honored something that they didn't technically have to honor it. They could have dug their heels in, right? Like a little kid, they could have dug their heels in and been like, no, we said what I said, right? Like they could have just done that, but they didn't do that. And that was very, very cool. And now I have an entirely different experience with them, and I will stay with them, and they will be earning my money until until we don't live here anymore. That's it. So that's the difference with experience. That's what experience will bring. We have to mitigate, right? And we have to create people's experiences. That will make you unstoppable. Period. Unstoppable. Let's see. Nancy, never awful. It was terrible. Sarah, you and your Facebook ads. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry for the confusion means I'm sorry I was wrong, but I don't want to say I was. Yeah, right. Until you live in Hawaii. Girl, I do want to live in Hawaii. You know that. I do want to live in Hawaii real bad. Okay, you guys. Do you have any experiences that you have had that were like that? Do you have any really good experiences that have made you an advocate for that company, whereas you wouldn't have been before? Those are the things that we have to think about. I'm totally interested in any experiences that you guys have as well. Every experience that I've had with Young Living specifically have all been amazing. Like taking care of, so if I didn't receive something, in my shipment, then all I have to do is call them, and they're like, oh, all right, send it right away, overnight it, no big deal at all. Like it's just, they take care of things so easily. They don't make you feel like you're wrong, right? That's like an extremely good thing, of course. But yeah, what are some of yours? I'm going to give you a couple or a minute, give you a 40 seconds ish. And then I'm going to go put on pajamas. Do you guys see my mug here? It says, I'd rather be on the internet. And I am. I am on the internet. Stephanie, Hawaii, West Side is the best side. So West Side is the wet one, right? Isn't that Hilo? Is Hilo on the West Side? I think so. That's my friend. So my friend from high school lives in Hilo. She came to visit us whenever we were in Kona. And yes, I definitely want to go over there, but it rains so much. And I know it's got like a rainforest and that's like how that exists and everything. But I almost would want to be on the dry side and then drive over to the wet side every once and again. Because I can't have it rain every day. I can't have it rain every day. Hannah, can you give an example of a good experience for YL? Like if I was speaking with someone, Hilo is east on the Big Island. Okay, so maybe you're talking about Kona then. I'm so confused. I don't know. I'm real bad with directions, you guys. You don't know who you're talking to right now. Like if I was speaking with someone who wanted to buy a kit, how could I make it a good experience? You make it all about them. So you have that, are you in Go for Gold yet? If you're not, do that stat. That is going to help you give them a good experience because you're going to go through a consultative conversation with them, which is all about them. Because we want to talk about what their needs are, what their perception of their needs are, because we can try to tell them that they need something, but if it's not self-identified, if they don't actually know that they need that thing, doesn't matter. We need to know what they think they need. Those are having conversations and having it be completely about them. We're not selling them a kit. We're offering them a solution. Okay. If you need to write that down as well. We're not selling them a kit. We're offering them a solution to whatever their thing is. But that would be great experience because you're not just throwing data at them, right? You get this oil and 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 this oil. And then you're also going to get these extra things. And you get this memberships like Costco membership. Then you're going to get this box of stuff. Then you're going to get a little sample of thieves. That does not matter to anybody. Nobody. It doesn't matter to anybody. They don't understand what all that means. It doesn't mean to us, it means a lot because we're like, oh, do you know what you can do with those? That's what needs to be said. Listen, you do this with this and you do this with this, you do this with this, but you only say it as it pertains to them and their needs. Don't tell them about the stuff in the kit that they get that they don't care about because they don't care. You're telling them about things that they don't care about and then telling them that it costs money. And they're like, but I don't care about that. Why am I going to spend money on that if I don't care about that? Only tell them about the things that they care about that come with the kit. That's all they care about, right? That's it. Mike, no Hilo. Yep, you said that. Toby, I have had many YL customer service experiences that were excellent. Man, they are so good at it. Stephanie, I lived on Oahu. West is dry, east is wet. So yes, west side is the best side then. Yes, I like the dry side. Hannah, not yet. Don't have the money at the moment for Go for Gold. No sweat. I just letting you know that once you are in there, you're going to see the consultative conversation that walks you right through giving a great experience. That's anything that I do is all wrapped up in giving people a great experience. Okay. Donna, I agree. YL customer service is the best I have ever experienced. Isn't it great? Isn't it great to be so confident that they're going to get fantastic service, that whenever you sign somebody up, you're not. I've worked for companies before that I was scared if they ever had to call in and get some support because I was like, it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad if they ever have to call in. And then you're not confident and you almost don't even want to sell the stuff, right? Because you're not in alignment with part of the process, which would be the support process. It's just, it's a mess. But what we got going, we are good. Sandy, thanks. That is exactly what I did. And they didn't want anything to do with YL. Oh, that happens sometimes too. It's not everybody, it's a numbers game. Not everybody's ready to do YL, and that is okay. That's okay. Just as long as we keep going, that's all that matters. I get no's. You guys, like, please don't think that I sit here getting yeses all day every day. I get no's. I get no's too. Okay, it's just you just move on because you got swagger and because you know what you're here to do. Listen, okay, if you don't want to, that's okay. But I also don't make them feel weird about their no, so they can come back later whenever they do change their mind. When they change their mind, they're coming to me, right? I've had a lot of no's turn into yeses too. A lot. A lot of no's have turned into yeses, and it's because I leave the door open for them. I don't get mad at them. I don't take it personally. Just like, that's all right. No big deal. And then ask them about their family or ask them about something else. I change the subject so they don't feel pointed at, so they don't feel like I'm just still sitting there stewing over their no, because it makes both people feel weird. Just go ahead and move on into something else. Don't make them feel weird. They'll come back. It's no big deal. It's really no big deal. Hannah, okay, can't wait. Yes, thank you. Kimberly, hey from Omaha. Hey. Okay, y'all. We are hitting 40 minutes ish. I have to pop off of here and stop talking at some point today. So I love you guys a lot, and you know that. And I'm going to see you tomorrow night. Bye bye.